video, we are going to talk about division of rational algebraic expressions. But before that, we should familiarize with this term. So reciprocal. So we will use this in dividing rational algebraic expressions. So way back when you were dividing fractions, when you were on 6th grade or grade 6, ginagamit na natin to yung reciprocal when we divide fractions. So kapag sinabi nating reciprocal, there is a change that will happen in the position of your numerator and denominator. So paano po ba yun? So let's say for example, we will get the reciprocal of 3 over 5. So, pagpapalitin lang natin siya ng position, in short. So, the reciprocal of 3 over 5 is 5 over 3. So, that is how it works, the reciprocal. Okay? So, you should remember this because you're going to use that in dividing rational algebraic expressions. So, let's divide or find the quotient of example number 1. So, let's say we have una muna, monomials. Okay? So, 2x over 7. And we need to find the quotient of this. And we need to divide this by 3x squared over 14. So, I already write the steps in dividing rational algebraic expressions in your module. And the first step in that is we need to get the reciprocal of the divisor, which is, always remember, the second given or the second rational algebraic expression in the given, which is this. Siya yung divisor. Yung una, siya yung dividend. Okay? The quotient is what we are looking for. So in this given, the divisor is 3x squared over 14 and we will get its reciprocal. Okay? So pagpapalitin natin ng position yung numerator and denominator niya. And I am going to rewrite the given. So we have 2x over 7 and then divided by 14 over 3x squared. That is the reciprocal of your divisor. And then the second step is to change or proceed in multiplication. Change natin yung operation, magiging siyang multiplication. And then next, of course, we should follow the steps in multiplying rational algebraic expression. This is just the same in dividing fractions. Ganon din yung step niya. So, imbes na ito yung given na gamitin natin, we will be using this one. Okay? To find the quotient of example number 1. So, this will be the given that we will be using. Okay? So, this is the solution. And then, the first step in multiplying a rational algebraic expression is to factor out the numerators and denominators. Okay? And make sure that the factors that you're going to put is cancelable or maka-cancel nyo. Okay? So, kung may ganun mang word. So, 2x, when we factor 2x, the factors are 2 times x. Okay? I'm not going to put 2 times 1 times x. It's just the same. Over 7 is, I can write that as 7 times 1. Okay? This is a prime number, so wala na siyang factor, kundi 1 and sarili niya. Times 14, I can factor out 14 as 7 times 2. All over 3x squared, I can factor that out as 3 times x times x. Now that we factor out the numerators and denominators, we need to cancel out common factors. So here I can cancel out 7 from the numerator and 7 from the denominator, as well as the x here and then here. Ano pa? Wala na tayong pwede i-cancel out. We cannot cancel out 2 kasi they are both numerators. Okay? We can just cancel a numerator or a factor from the numerator and the factor from the denominator. So now that we cancel out common factors, we need to multiply the remaining factors. So here, ang natira na lang is 2. Dito sa baba ay 1. 2 over 1. So times, we have 2 here. And then 3 times x, this is 3x. And then we need to multiply the numerators and denominators. So here we have 2 times 2, that is 4. We have 1 times 3x, that is 3x. So therefore, this will be now your quotient. It's kind of weird, yes, kasi minultiply natin, pero we are still looking for the quotient, not the product, okay? Kasi we are in division. So the quotient of example number 1 is 4 over 3x. So how about in example number 2? Let's say we have a binomial. Okay? So let's say we have 8x minus 16 all over 3x. And then we need to divide it by 3x minus 6 over 4x squared. Again, we will be getting the reciprocal of the divisor, and we need to change the operation before we proceed to compute for the quotient. Okay? So I'm going to rewrite the given. So now we have 8x minus 16 over 3x, and we will change the operation. It will become multiplication, and then get the reciprocal of the divisor. So it will become 4x squared over 3x minus 6. So now this given is what we are going to use to find the quotient of example number 2. Okay, now, this will be your solution. Okay? So here, again, we need to follow the rules in multiplying rational algebraic expressions. So we need to factor out the numerators and denominators. So una, 8x minus 16, we can factor it out by finding the common factor of 8x and 16, which is 8. And then we need to divide 8 to both terms in the binomial. So 8x divided by 8, that is x. Okay, and then copy the sign, minus 16 divided by 8. The answer is 2. So over 3x is already, I can factor it out as 3 times x. And then times, if we factor 4x squared, it will be 4 times x times x. Okay, all over 3x minus 6. We can factor it out by finding the common factor, okay, which is 3. Common factor ni 3x and 6 is 3. And we need to divide the common factor to each term in the binomial. So 3x divided by 3, the answer is x. And then copy the sign, minus 6 divided by 3, the answer is 2. Now that everything is factored out, cancel out common factor. So I can cancel out x minus 2 here, as well as x here. What more? So I can cancel out 3 and 8 and 4, kasi they are both from the numerators and denominators. Okay, so now everything is canceled out. Okay, so we should write the remaining factors. So dito we have 8 over 3 times, here we have 4 times x, the answer is 4x, and then over 3. And now, we should find, or we should multiply the numerators and denominators. So here we have 8 times 4x, the answer is 32x, okay, and then 3 times 3, that is over 9. So therefore, this will be now your quotient po, ha? Quotient. We are looking for the quotient, not the product. Kasi we are division. Wag pong mali dito. So 32x over 9 is the quotient of example number 2. How about we solve another binomial? Okay, so let's say we have, what example are we? Number 3. Let's say we will be finding the quotient of this given. So we have x squared minus 25, and we have x squared plus 5x, and we need to divide it by x minus 5. So again, first of all, we need to rewrite the given kasi we need to apply the two rules, which is to find the reciprocal of the divisor and change the operation to multiplication. Okay? So, i-write natin siya. So we have x squared minus 25 all over x squared plus 5x. The operation will become multiplication, and then the reciprocal of x minus 5 is 1 over x minus 5. How did it become like that? So every whole numbers, every expressions na walang denominator, ang denominator niya ay 1. Okay, the invisible one. Don't forget. So when we get the reciprocal of x minus 5, may denominator siya, which is 1. So pagbabalik na rin nyo lang yung position. So it will become 1 over x minus 5. That is the reciprocal of x minus 5. Okay? So now that we apply the first rule, we can now get the quotient using the new set of given. Okay, so this will be now the solution. So again, applying the rules in multiplication, we need to factor out the numerators and denominators. So this, for us to factor this out, this is difference of two squares. So the factors are quantity x plus 5 and quantity x minus 5. Over this denominator, we can factor it out by finding the common factor of x squared and 5x, which is x, and then we need to divide it to each term in the binomial. So x squared divided by x, that is x, and then copy the sign, plus 5x divided by x, the answer is 5. Okay, times 1 is already like factored out. Okay, over also x minus 5, i-write lang natin kasi they are already in simplified form. So now that everything is settled, cancel out common factors na. Okay? Don't be confused with the x as the variable and x as the operational sign. Okay? Don't be confused with that. So I can cancel out x plus 5 in the numerator and x plus 5 in the denominator. I can also cancel out x minus 5 here and x minus 5 here. So, rewriting the remaining factors, in this part, we have nothing. So, that is equal to 1 over x. Okay, times 1 over 1. So we can now multiply the numerators and the denominator. So 1 times 1, that is 1. X times 1, that is x. So therefore, this will be now your quotient. And the quotient of example number 3 is 1 over x. How about again, we need to level up. How about if the given has a trinomial in it? Okay? Just like in example number 4, let's say we have x squared minus 4 all over x squared plus 2x. And we need to divide it by x squared plus x minus 6 over 2x plus 4. So again, applying the two rules first, we need to change the operation and get the reciprocal of the divisor. So we have x squared minus 4 over x squared plus 2x. We need to change the operation to multiplication and get the reciprocal of the divisor. So we have 2x plus 4 all over x squared plus x minus 6. Okay, so this will be our new set of given. So we will use this to find the quotient. Okay, so I'm just going to move this. Now that everything is done, we need to apply the rules in multiplication of rational algebraic expression. So first, we need to factor the numerators and denominators. Okay, so this, we can factor it out because this is a difference of two squares. So the factors are quantity x plus 2 and then quantity x minus 2. And then this one, factor natin to by getting the common factor of x squared and 2x, which is x, and then divide the terms by the common factor. So x squared divided by x, the answer is x. Copy the sign, plus 2x divided by x, the answer is 2. And then times, we can factor this out by getting the common factor, which is 2, okay? So 2x divided by 2, the answer is x. And then copy the sign, plus 4 divided by 2, the answer is 2. All over this trinomial, we can factor it out using factoring general trinomials, okay? So the factors of this trinomial is quantity x plus 3 and quantity x minus 2. Now that everything is factored out, we can now cancel out common factor. Okay, I can cancel out x plus 2 here in the numerator and denominator, as well as x minus 2 here. Okay, so yeah, that's it. And then we are going to rewrite the remaining factor. So we have x plus 2 over x times 2 over x plus 3. So now, I'm just going to move this kasi hindi na siya kasya. Here. Now, multiply natin x plus 2 times 2. So, it will become 2 times quantity x plus 2. Okay? All over x times x plus 3, it will become x times quantity x plus 3. So, we are not yet finished kasi we need to distribute 2 and x to each term in the binomial para makuha natin yung answer. So 2 times x, that is 2x, 2 times 2, that is positive 4. Okay, all over x times x, that is x squared, and then x times positive 3, that is positive 3x. So this will be now the quotient of example number 4. So we have 2x plus 4 all over x squared plus 3x. This is now, this is now your quotient. So let's have the last example. So let's say we have example number 5, and I have, say, 3x over x squared plus 6x plus 9, okay, divided by, so 6x squared over x squared plus 3x. So again, you need to change the sign and get the reciprocal of the divisor. So I'm going to rewrite the given as 3x over x squared plus 6x plus 9. And then we need to change the operation into multiplication and get the reciprocal of the divisor. So we have x squared plus 3x over 6x squared. Okay, so this will be now the new set of given that we are going to use to find the quotient. I'm just going to move this, and this will be now our solution. So again, the operation became multiplication, so we will apply the rules in multiplying rational algebraic expressions. So now, 3x, we can factor that out as 3 times x, okay, over this denominator is a perfect square trinomial. So, technically speaking, ang factors niyan, or ang factor niyan ay quantity x plus 3 squared. But then, just like what I told you in multiplying rational algebraic expression, as much as possible, expanded yung factors mo. So, imbis na isulat natin yung factors nito as like this, quantity x plus 3 squared, we need to write quantity x plus 3 and quantity x plus 3. Kumbaga, in-expand mo yung factors. Okay? You need to expand as much as possible. And then, this x squared plus 3x, we can factor it by getting the common factor, which is x. Okay? And then, divide natin yung each term sa given by the common factor. So, x squared divided by x, that is x. Then, copy the sign, plus 3x divided by x, the answer is 3. So, all over, don't be confused by the variable x and the operational symbol. Okay? So, 6x squared, I can factor it out as 3 times 2 times x times x. Okay? Now that everything is factored out, you can now cancel out common factors. So first, I can cancel out x plus 3 here and here. I can also cancel out x from here and here, as well as x from here and here, as well as 3 here. So yeah. And then everything is cancelled out. Every common factor is cancelled out. Therefore, rewrite the remaining factors. So here, wala nang natira. That is equal to 1 over, we have x plus 3 here times. Okay, wala na din dito natira. So that is equal to 1 over 2. Okay. So now, we should multiply the numerators and denominators to get the quotient. Okay, so 1 times 1. That is 1 over, just going to move this. So we have x plus 3 times 2. So I can write that as 2 times quantity x plus 3. Kasi binomial yung isa, no? So to find the quotient, we need to distribute 2 to each term in the binomial. So we have 1 over 2 times x, that is 2x, and then 2 times positive 3. Sorry, so that is positive 6. Okay, so therefore, this is now the quotient of example number 5. So 1 over 2x plus 6. And that is how you divide rational algebraic expression.